Right, we're doing this box. It's getting done today. I need it. The cat swiped her tail last night. Everything went off the table. So we're going to get this done so that it can stop drama. We don't want any more drama. If you can hear banging and crashing, the man's here just collecting all the rubbish from the fence. I've been up and down the stairs 4 times now. First of all, it was a parcel, then it was him, then I got back upstairs and it was somebody else. Oh, then it was the postman a second time because he'd forgotten to drop one off. I'm like, it's not that I have that many parcels, I'll be honest with you. Right, I'm going to lace this. Right, I'm going to stop yabbering. Right, so this is the top. I did give it a good pressing. I'm going to lace it so that I can really stretch it well. And I don't know if you've ever done lacing before. I'm not brilliant at it. I don't know whether it's going to work or not. I tend to sort of just tuck the corners in and pull them across. Just make it look nice. I found another piece of the blue spotty fabric, which is on the outside. So luckily I had another bit of that. So I interfaced it and then I just went round with the same beige thread that I used for the circles to hem it. So once that's all tucked under, I can just... I was going to say stick it, but I might not actually. I might do blanket stitch around the edge. But we have got a couple of steps to do before we do that. Because I need to get this piece under the top. Oh, in between these two. When it's the front. Yep. That will hinge on the inside. So the base will cover that one. And then again, before I put this piece on, I've got to fit that in because that's the hinge for the lid. Right, okay. Once I've talked it through in my head, I'm all right. So, right. Anyway, how are you all? It's just been bonkers this morning already. And I'm like, it's too hot. We're predicted to have a very hot day here today. I can't be faffing with it. The guy who's, honestly, some people, the bloke who's done my fence, he works part-time for an energy advice company, and he's down there, he's trying to sell me, or trying to talk me into having a household evaluation. I don't know, I really wasn't listening, I'll be honest with you. And I said to him, I'm all right, you know, and he's like, well, you know, I could save you a bit of money. I said, look, lovey. When I say I'm all right, okay? I don't need any of your sales pitch or patter. So, and then a lady's just delivered a parcel to me and it was the wrong address. And he's collared her as well on the way out. So I ran out with the parcel, hoping to save her from his further spiel. So that she could get away, basically, which I think she has done now. Yeah, she has. She's gone. So... I'd hate to be a salesperson. I'd be rubbish at it anyway. Well, I don't know, would I? I don't know. I'm too honest. That's my problem. I just tell people the truth and they don't always like it. But anyway, never mind. Yeah, so he was rambling on about, oh, I could save you on this and save you on that. I said, look, mate, I'm a blue light card holder, which, if you don't know what that is, if you work for or within... the job that I do, you're classed as a blue light person. Don't ask me, I'm not a police officer, but you know, emergency services. And we do get not many, but a few discounts on a few things. So I said to him, I'm a blue light customer, and he looked at me completely blank. And I thought, yeah, you don't know what that is. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now because it really is totally irrelevant. Bless him. But he's very kindly taken a piece of metal framing that I don't want anymore. He didn't want to. He was very reluctant. I thought that'd be really helpful if you could. I said, don't worry if you don't want to. I said, it's fine. I'll take it. I'll do a trip. I'll do a special trip just to take those. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I suppose I could do. I thought, well, you're going to the dump anyway to dump the wood. So, you know, job's worth. Oh dear, I do amuse myself with my bluntness with people sometimes. It can be so rude. Yeah, that's going to pull great when I put it the other way. Perfect. Keep it nice and tight. Yeah, he's a bit depressed now because he collared my neighbour the other day, and I was out there tidying up a few things while he was moving some of the rubbish, and I heard her say to him, "Oh, did you get my message? You know, I'm all right with my bills. Thanks ever so much," and all the rest of it. So, blah de blah de blah. And he was like, "Oh, right. So you don't want a consultation then?" No, she said, "No, I'm all right." Yeah. And as she walked past, because she walks down the side of my front garden, and she raised her eyebrows, and I went, "Yeah, I know, mate." Oops, knocking everything flying. This is button thread, by the way. It's a Gutermann. It's thicker than normal cotton, so I'm quite happy to give it a darn good tug, and you know, for it to not break on me. So yeah, yes, I really need to get this done now. And I'm contemplating doing, I don't know what its official name is. If you watch Kate at the Last Homely House, she calls it the terry quilt. And basically it's a really good way to use up a ton of scraps. And I thought, I've got so many, and all I do with it at the moment is like stitch it into a big sheet of fabric basically. And I thought, well, if I actually started making little, I'm going to call them terry blocks, I don't know what they're called, but basically you start off with a little scrap in the middle, and then you build other scraps around the outside, and then you cut them all to the same size when you're ready to well, yeah, you just cut it into, I think, I can't remember what Kate did, 4.5 centimetre, 4.5 inch ones, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's just a really good way of using up some scraps. So I thought, well, I can make, once I've got quite a few, I could actually turn them into little bags, and I thought they'd look really pretty, really colourful. So yeah, so I'm going to start doing one of those this afternoon, hopefully. I stop getting disturbed. What I might do is actually glue that blue spotty bit to this when I'm ready, and then just do a bit of hand stitching around the edges. So there might be one more final video after this, although what I might do is actually do this one and then just put it on the end so you can actually see the finished article. If you watched my little video that I did on making up those slow stitch project bag things, you guys came up with the best suggestions ever. You are absolute stars. I will film me putting them back together again, or putting them together, and thank everybody profusely. But I thought I might as well just say it now, because you might be watching as well. And yeah, really good. I think that's the trouble, isn't it? You start doing these things and then other people come up with brilliant ideas, and you think, well, why didn't I think of that? Because you don't think of things when you're actually in it. You don't see it because you're in it. It's like bad relationships. I won't speed this bit up because I say you might be interested. I think this is how you do it. This is how I do it. This is literally my way. I have no doubt there is other people out there who are a lot more professional and proficient at doing this, but this works for me. So this is what I'm doing. That's all you'll ever get for me, my version of doing something. Because if there's an easy way, I'll find it. how it's going. Yeah, those lines will go once I put water on them, the blue lines. Cool. Okay, that's all right. Keep the tension on. Take a stitch. And if you've got a nice strong thread, as I say, it's button thread, so just one off here, and then I'll do the 4 corners, well 3 corners now, but I'll come back to this one as well. I left that masking tape on. I thought it's not going to do any harm, so why not? On that edge there, in case you're wondering what I'm rattling on about. Right, so I'll do a crisscross now, and then that should be it done. 1, 2. That's all I need, isn't it? 2 bits, yeah. Okay. Come on, it's not like the eye isn't big enough, thread. Get in there. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll use a combination of glue and stitching just for the final finishing, because I stitched all around the edges, so I might as well, and then it's all done then. I'm so sorry, in that last video I was off screen so much. It was very naughty. I don't know why. I don't know whether this camera arm is oh, I've had it years, mind, but I don't know if it's losing its, you know, the springs and that on it, but I swear it shifted. It was super frustrating when I was watching it back. I nearly cut a load of it out, and I thought, no, I'll just leave it, and yeah, it is what it is. I'm not a pro. I'm just a granny in a sewing room. That's all I am. It's nothing. There's no what's it called? Instagram worthy going on. Oh, that was a bit tight there. Let's see if we can get that pulled right over. You are. Okay. Hopefully it'll be all right. A very restful Sunday afternoon. Had a manic morning, but after lunch the kids were all off doing their own thing, and yeah, I had a very restful afternoon, which was very much needed actually. I don't do well in the heat, especially the high humidity like we've got at the moment. It's I can do heat, but dry heat, you know, and I know a lot of people are like that, so I know it's not just me. It absolutely zaps me. Went for a walk with my youngest in the forest this morning with Mr. Hades, and oh, the humidity in there was phenomenal. Of course, having naturally curly hair, you can imagine what I looked like. You know that episode of Friends where Monica goes to Barbados, is it she goes? Yeah, that'll be me. That looks so cool. Yeah, nice. Feels sharp. Let's, okay, I think that'll be okay. Right, so that is going to go on the back here to hide all that gubbins. I nearly whipped it up on the sewing machine. I thought, no, you've done so much hand stitching on here. Don't be such a lazy doodad. that will put into shape. Right, okay, so now I really need to think. So that's the front. So that needs to go on here. So that needs to stick under there for a start. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to be able to stitch. I don't know actually. I might do like I did here. I don't know if you can see, I did like stab stitch right through. Right, so there's going to be a lot of sticking time, unfortunately. So I need to do this fast, I think, because the front... Yeah, so that's... Let me lift you up, because I keep thinking I'm going to bash the camera, so bear with me. Explain what's got to happen next. Right, so that needs to stick on there, that's for the lid. This piece, right, that piece needs to go on here and stick underneath there. So that's the flap down, that's the drop down flap at the front. Right, yep, yeah, okay. Ooh. And this piece needs to go under here before that. Yeah, so that cover is going to be quite a last thing to go on actually, because that's got to go under there, because that's the... Oh, that way. That was close. Okay, that way round, because that fastens onto there. Right, okay. Right, so both of these bits need sticking. So you away for a moment. Okay. Okay. Stop saying okay. Right, it's got to go that way. Right. Okay. It's like Tourette's. I'm sorry. So, I wonder how tight you can go. Where's those clips? Let's just do a quick dummy run with clips and see how tight I can have that against the lid. Look at that. Turn it round, Susan. You can actually move it and see it then. Oh, come on. I just need you to hold while I just do a faux. Okay, that can actually go right there. So let's do it. Let me take that one off because it's making it jump up. Right, sorry, my head might get in the way. I do apologise. It's a very grey head. Right, you stay. 3-in-1 glue. And I've definitely got, yeah, definitely got the flower up the right way. Just going to give it a little bit of wiggle room there, not a lot. Right, okay. Yeah, I will stitch it, definitely, I think. But it's going to be an awful lot easier to stitch if it's actually stuck on as well. Plenty of glue. You moved. No more moving. Behave yourself. Right, sorry, head. Okay. Fingers crossed. It's all guesswork. I've never made one like this before, so. I made the lid wide, yeah, wide enough that it hopefully will just sit on this outside edge, and I don't need to put something inside to support the lid. That's what I'm hoping. Right, quickly before that dries absolutely solid. Could have gone back a little bit. I think it can go quite tight on this edge because it's not actually pivoting backwards. Right, I'm going to leave that now. So I'm going to do I could stick that front at the same time actually, and then I can just sort of pause you whilst this is excuse me, all having a good chance to dry. So this one, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll flop down onto the front. Right, okay. So it's got a piece of card inside. You can probably, did I show you this? I can't remember. It's got a piece of card and then it's got the clippy thing. Like I say, that will go onto there. And then that will hinge, this piece will hinge under there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you need to go that way. Okay. I'm second guessing myself all the time and I shouldn't do that. I know, it is a fault. What can I say? Right, so if I glue about a good inch, again I will stitch just so it's super secure, but I just need the glue on there to help hold it. Well, it just gives it a second a bit of added security basically. So let's crease you there, set you up here. Right, let's get some clips on. Oh, great. I don't know what I'm going to be able to get on actually. What I will do, I don't know if that glue is going to come through there. I was going to clamp there, I think. Sorry, it's probably a really horrible noise. I apologise. Let me grab some card because I don't want it putting teeth marks in the fabric. It's fine, you can collapse, I don't mind. Get that well and truly stuck, and then I can get some stitching done on it. Can't clip that. Right, okay, I'm going to give that, you know, about 10 minutes, okay, and then we'll come back and just hoping I've stuck it right. You know what it's like. Well, actually this bit needs to go on as well, doesn't it? So that is that way round, Susie. That's the front. That should just sit up there. Right, okay. I really can't clip that. Can I? Could do it that way, I suppose. And then it can all be drying all at the same time. See, it won't go inside for me to be able to. No, it's too. Oh, am I pushing me luck? It's going to push the sides out, isn't it? Don't want to do that. Anyway, it needs to go that way. Back on itself there. Right, okay, so I just don't want it distorting, and if it means I've got to wait a minute for the other ones to settle, then I will do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Right, okay, I'll come back once these are a little bit drier, and then I can get that one on and starting to stick, and then whilst that's sticking I can sew the other ones. So I'll be back in a bit. Won't be long. Right, let's continue on. It's about an hour and a half later. My landlady turned up to have a look at the fence and then stood there jabbering. She's lovely. I'm not going to complain. Right, okay, so this all should be well and truly stuck by now. Holy moly, what a morning. Right. Okay, so that works really well. So this was the other one I got to stick on, isn't it? If I get this right, I'll be very surprised with the amount of interruptions I've had today. Oh, never mind. Right, so yeah, so that will clip onto there. So that needs to stick onto there. Now this one I'm going to have to leave. Let's turn you round so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, so must remember to leave a little bit of wiggle room there for that to be able to drop. I don't think I can stick that whilst I'm stitching the other bits on. Oh lordy. Right, okay, let's I'm gonna have to stitch. I'll feel better if it's stitched, so let's get on and do that. We're nearly there. Just bear with me. If no other person knocks on the door, we'll have it done soon. Oh dear God. It's absolutely boiling outside. I stood there talking to her and I thought, I'm burning here. Where did my pin go? Not pin, needle. Right, okay, I'm going to stitch this bit first. What I thought I might do is herringbone, because I can sort of weave up and down then. If I can remember how to do herringbone. I need a really nice sharp needle. Okay, that I was using. Right, you go back in your cosy so I don't lose you. I need to hang on, I'll get organised in a minute. I need to build up that so that it supports it. What else can I put under there? Can you fit under there? It's too high now. Right, because I need it to sit there so I know how much. Are you in shot? Yeah. Right, okay, let's just choose a needle. I think you're sharp enough. So, herringbone. I don't know where my little book of stitches is. It's all missing. I think I know how to do it. It'll be a version of herringbone, okay? I will probably speed this bit up for you because it's going to be a little bit time consuming, to say the least. I'm just wondering whether I really need to secure that onto there. I'm wondering whether to just come up and do like I did here, just a straight stitch. You're not going to see a blessed thing. I don't think herringbone will. Let me think. So if I go, I suppose I could do it onto there and then onto there. Is that going to be strong enough? Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm going to just right. Okay. Oh, flipping heck. It's just about the way today is going. There's bits out of those cardboard things that I got. Anyway, right. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to see, I'll be honest with you, but I will kind of talk you through. So I'm just going to do a running stitch from there into there, and hopefully that'll be enough to keep those together. Just got to make sure it goes through the fabric as well. Because I can't sew it to anything else really. If I sew it to the back piece, it'll be too tight. Stay up. Right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pause it because you're not going to see anything, so I'll show you it when it's all done, all right? And then I can get it on my lap. Back in a minute. Right, so I've literally just done a running stitch backwards and forwards through there. But for a bit of added strength, I'm going to come back into these threads down here, which I stitched around the sides. I'm going to try, if I can, and sort of weave backwards and forwards. I really need something to hold that top up. Where'd that box go? It keeps on collapsing down, which isn't helping the tension here. I can't sew with my left hand. I do try, I just can't. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Right, stay there. Today is not going well. Right, stay. Okay. So what I'm thinking is sort of lacing it basically, just to give it that added bit of strength. It's not going to be terribly even, but do you know what? It doesn't really matter. Embrace the wonkiness, which is what I'm going to do. It's going to look like herringbone anyway. I should have just done it. But as I envisage, this will be open and closed quite often. Oh, I haven't got one there. don't want to put it too tight because I don't want to impede that being able to open and close. Right, okay. Let me get down there. All right. Now then, I'm going to need to do the exact same thing here. Although I've got a bit more to stitch through there, so I've got 2 layers of fabric. It might be enough. Okay. There's lots of pieces and parts to this one, isn't there? But really, once this is stitched on and that bit's stitched on, that'll be it. It'll be ready. So get rid of the zebra. Get rid of the inside for you. It's really wonky because it's very nasty place. Really bad. Maybe anyway. Just in fact, not bubbles. I can't stitch your bubbles. Just in the right position. Come on. I'll see this for you. Right, okay, I don't know if you saw, I kept getting cramp in my thumb. Yowza. Right, okay. I think we're going to be all right. So that's all going to get covered under there. So that'll tidy that right up when it's on. It's going to be the very last thing I put on. So, it seems to be working okay. I think I'm a little bit far. It needs to stand there more. Okay. Yeah. Okie doke. Right, so last bit on. I don't know what I'm going to do on the base, I'll be honest with you. It's obviously going to need something just to tidy it all up, if nothing else, but yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be alright, isn't it? Cool. Right, okay. Well, got a little bit more waiting time, I'm afraid. We're going to stick this on now. I might just put the glue straight onto there. Well, I need to stitch it probably. If I do, I will do it and come back to you with it all stitched. I'll do the final lid and then it'll be done. Hurrah. It's only taken half a day with all the interruptions. Just need to leave a little bit of wiggle room so that it will bend. Right, okay, yeah, I'll come back again. Sorry, that's very bitty, this one, isn't it? I won't be long. Right, it's stuck-ish. Of course, the fabric keeps wanting to lift. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is put a bit of gaffer tape on there. This is all going to get covered, so I'm not really worried. It's a little bit ugly. And hopefully, because I've been sat here trying to work out how I can stitch it, if I could stitch it, and yeah, at the moment I can't see a way without it impeding the bit that I want it to do, which is drop down. So let's try this. If nothing else, it'll hold it temporarily if I do decide to stitch something on there. And it'll add a bit of strength anyway to stop it, you know, spreading, hopefully. So for the base, I've cut a piece. I've got this really thick felt, which I've got no other use for, so I thought that could go on there. Now it needs to come right forward, because otherwise it stops this flapping down flat, which is something I want it to do. Obviously, that's the whole idea. So it's going to look a little bit ugly from the bottom, but you know, it's the bottom. I'm not going to fuss about it anymore. And then we'll get on and do that inside of the lid. So again, I'm going to just stick this, I think. Give it a flip. We'll do any tidying up in a moment. Let's just let that sit there with some blocks on it. I haven't got anything else heavy handy. Right, okay, so this needs to go on here. This will be the final tidy up. Oof, been a bit of a job, isn't it? I was hoping it was going to cover those stitches, but clearly it won't. But I have got some nice braid I could stick there if necessary, so are you going to impede it shutting? No, it should be alright. Okay. Right, this bit I am going to stitch on, so again, you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to blanket stitch it because why not? So again, I will speed you through this, probably on ×8 or something, just so that we can get it done. How am I going to stitch that bit? I might just, I don't know. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to there. Let's do the sides. Let's get it on. Get it on, Suze. Get it on. Right, let's clip that so it doesn't keep on moving on me. Now that's annoying because I cut that square. Okay, it's going to be a bit of jiggery pokery. I don't think you can really see what I'm up to. Let me. It's right on the edge of my table. Right, I'll speed you through this bit because it's taking a moment, isn't it? I don't know why that's gone so baggy. I was going to put some stuffing in there, but then I thought no, because you're going to have a pillowcase. You're going to have a pin case, oh flipping heck, a pin cushion in there anyway. Can you tell I'm getting hungry? I want me lunch. Right, I'll come back to you at the end. Right, it's done. I just got on with it because it was going to take forever. So the inside is all stitched now. I did blanket stitch all the way around here, and then I just whip stitched it to this piece. I think it's fine. It's not going to impede that going down, which is what I want it to do. So, does it close? Yes. And with a bit of jiggery pokery. This is where it doesn't close, isn't it? Oh, lordy. It just needs to all bed itself in and start behaving, quite frankly. It's like a millimetre. Should have tried that before you put the camera on, shouldn't you, you blooming Wally? It will. I know it will. Yeah, right. Okay, I doubt very much it's ever going to be shut that often, I'll be fair, be honest with you. But there it is. It worked. It's all worked fine. The maths worked. Well done, Susan. It's an awful lot of hand stitching. I know that looks a little bit like, whoa, but I've got no use for that felt, so I thought, well, do you know what? It'll be fine. And it will be fine. So there we are. So I can get in it. The front will drop down, so I can just easy access. And then I can put all of my bits and bobs in there. A bit of pinkish in there if I want to. I can have me little trays all full of stuff. Fine. And threads and yes. Not those rubbish scissors. They're going in the bin. They are absolutely the biggest waste of time and money I ever spent. They are. But anyway, yes, you get the idea. I can just pile stuff in there, and then when the cat sits on my lap, I can just close that, and that will stay up, and it will be fine. This will ease after time. I know it will. So I kind of erred on the side of caution and made it a little bit tight now. But I know it will stretch, so I'm not worried. So there we are. I hope you like it. I'm very pleased with the embroidery. It sparkles like crazy. It was a labour of love. There's an awful lot of stitching. I really will one day, actually I'll tell you what I haven't done, taken off that blue ink. I will properly time how long some of these projects take. How many hours? There's a lot of hours gone into this. So, but it'll be very practical and useful. So, and it is for me. See, this is why, you know, a lot of people don't make handmade stuff to sell like this, because I don't know, I wouldn't even like to guess how many hours have gone into this. I mean, material wise it wasn't much at all, because it was just some scraps that I had, but time wise, my time, a lot. So yeah, sorry, I'll just faff around with this, get rid of this, and then we can get the true colours. Right, I've got the fun task of putting all these videos together now and giving you a final video. After editing, I'm hoping I can cut this time down by quite a lot. Right, that's it. It is all done. We are finished. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, it's going to be a very useful, very practical box. Ta-da! See you on the next one. Bye.